Howard Stern is apparently still a thing. People still care about Howard Stern. And he got mad and he calls out Kid Rock's weird response to the Dylan Mulvaney stuff.
How about we just watch Kid Rock's video where he shows Bud Light how he really feels about them.
All right, let's do it.
Uses them for target practice.
All right, here we go. You guys remember this from a couple days ago.
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today.
Bizarre opener.
Let me say something to all you and be as clear and concise as possible.
There's a $20 one right there.
It?
Clef the Misfit.
Clef the Misfit said, when I think of 90s values, I think of traditional liberalism versus the death cult progressivism we see dominate culture today.
Well, she is not a traditional liberal. I am a traditional liberal.
I think I disagree with
that. I'm a traditional liberal?
No, with what he said. I think the death cult was already in full swing. But
but it was the video. But it's worse now. It's way
it's worse now, for sure.
All right, here we go. You guys remember this?
Just beer flying everywhere.
I really hope he didn't go out and buy that beer to do that.
Yeah, it's like I was thinking you had to go purchase that beer, or did you have it already?
It's more impressive.
Why are you so into Bud Light?
It's funnier if he stole it.
Did he steal it?
Like
yeah.
he stole it just to not give them the money.
But I think that he spoke for a lot all people when he used Bud Light cans.
See,
as
I think
practice.
it's really. I thought it was really cheesy and super boomer. That's just like my.
All I'm saying is the opening line, "Grandpa's feeling frisky today." I don't know what that means, but go off, King. And then another person spoke out. This is a country singer, Travis Tritt.
Yeah.
He said, "I will be deleting all Anheuser-Busch products from my tour hospitality rider. I know many other artists who are doing the same." Other artists who are deleting Anheuser-Busch products from their hospitality rider might not say so in public for fear of being ridiculed and canceled. I have no such fear. In full disclosure, I was on a tour sponsored by Budweiser in the 90s. Speaking of those 90s traditional values. There you go. That was when Anheuser-Busch was an American-owned business, a great American company that later sold out to the Europeans, those damn Europeans, and became unrecognizable to the American consumer. Such a shame.
There was an amazing ad campaign in the 90s called Real Men of Genius and Real American Heroes from Bud Light. I recommend everyone. There's a 1 hour super compilation online, and something we're actually gonna you know what? I'm gonna play it. The hell with it.
You're gonna find it?
No, I've got this, not the compilation, but this video talking about it. Hold on. Somebody used AI to recreate the voice from those ads to do like a mock ad of them. I'm gonna give everyone a language like a language warning here. Here we go.
Genius. Today we salute you, Mr. Budweiser head of marketing guy. Only you could take a beer and make it 20 years of amazing ad campaigns, and this is where we end up. Not gonna buy it. What the fuck were you thinking?
There was the sound effect. Yes, somebody made that. People go through a lot to support or to tell people what they want to support or what they don't support. But right now, it's not about them. It's about the fact that Howard Stern has thoughts.
Yeah, Howard Stern always has thoughts on things that nobody asked him about. So on Monday, he said a response to both of them. He said, coming from a place of, why do you care so much? I wish I could call Kid Rock and have him come on the show and just tell me, why are you so upset about this? How is this hurtful? Yeah. I don't know why he got so upset.
That's what I like to call
so obtuse.
Dude, no, what it is, it's goo goo gaga baby talk. They know exactly why they're upset.
Why are you so upset?
Yeah, it's like when they talk about like kids having, you know, gender affirming care surgeries, and they're like, that's not even happening, bro. And then you point that it is happening, and they're like, well, even if it wasn't happening, then why are you so mad that people are banning it?
Right.
Like, why would you be so mad? It's goo goo gaga bullshit.
And it's like such an obtuse question. You know exactly why he took it seriously, why it upset him. why he had a problem with it. You know the answer to those questions you're asking.
Which
Stop
is
being
worse.
intellectually dishonest.
Because if he engaged him honestly and actually talked to him about it, he might actually get to some type of middle ground.
He's playing dumb. He said, Kid Rock, I know him. He's got a great life. I'm really dumbfounded by why someone would care so much that they would blow up a can of Bud Light and say, F Anheuser-Busch. I don't get it. It's just like, I don't know, you know the context already, and you're just going to play dumb about it. Why would he have a conversation with you on your show?
It is
You're
hilarious.
not coming at it from a genuine standpoint.
I do want to remind people that Howard Stern insulted Selena right after she died and played her music with gunshot sounds, so he is of no moral high ground.
This is the guy who made his career and wealth off of shifting the Overton window until, as a lot of people have said, he pushed it off a cliff.
Yeah.
And then now he's acting like he's got the moral high ground over anybody?
Somebody said
It's insane.
Somebody said rhetorical questions. I might
Rhetorical
if I ever have a second show
I like
or
that.
YouTube channel, my channel would be called Rhetorical Questions.
Yeah.
It's very embarrassing considering he knows exactly. Like, here's the thing. We talked about Kaya Jones. And I would like to think that we gave a rational perspective from both sides of the discussion, saying, like, look, I can understand that she wants to put her career first. I don't agree with her decision. Or we can talk about whether the language of the word forced is fair use in that, is fair to use in that context. But we're having a fair discussion about it. I don't like it when they take these issues and they refuse to engage honestly.
Right.
Especially with
Exactly.
somebody of his platform size.
He knows the gravity of the what he's discussing. I wanted to draw a comparison between mega corporations like Bud Light and Hollywood, actually.
Okay.
Because I see the same disdain for the consumer base that they're supposed to cater to coming from both. We saw this clip of Bud Light's vice president of marketing, Alyssa Heinerscheid, where she said that she hoped they would update their quote, fratty and out-of-touch humor and use diversity to appeal to younger consumers so that this brand, which is in decline, would have a future.
You're never just allowed to be what you were.
And I mean, if you look at this video, she looks like an absolute ghoul, wringing her hands about the type of people she believes to be the consumer base of Bud Light.
They hire people that hate the product.
Yeah, she's thinking about the evil, marauding, 6'3" white men in Klan hoods on college campuses. She's thinking about the so-called rednecks in the middle and southern regions of this country. And in her, blazer that she bought from Shein, thinks that she's so much better than them and so much more enlightened than them.
Just
and
figured out what Shein is the other day.
Yeah, she can resurrect this brand and make it appeal to young people. And she simply doesn't understand what appeals to anybody. She's barely even human.
Yeah.
She looks like a skinwalker, a lizard person.
Well, also, like, it's for young people, so just make it cheap.
Why do you have to put down the demographic that you are meant to appeal to in order to make this brand more marketable to young people? Why do you have to put down the existing demographic that supports you?
This is the same thing that happened in comics, where instead of appealing to new people through making new characters that are great, they had to put down legacy characters, race and gender swap legacy characters, and insult the audience base the whole way because they believed that they needed to find a way out of the 25 to 45-year-old male demographic that were buying comic books still, and they ruined it.
Yeah, they have absolute disdain for the demographic that supports them, and it's happened in Hollywood countless times. Yeah. And again, like, when you create when you take all of the goodwill out of that relationship between the company that provides the product and the people that buy it, what do you think is going to happen? And obviously, it's far too early on to see what will happen for Bud Light.
They're saying
what consequences will follow, but anecdotal evidence says this boycott might actually have some some impact.
Short term, maybe. Have you seen?
They've been on the decline for years now.
Have you seen the amount of brands?
The reason that they went woke, or whatever you want to call it, is because they've been on the decline, and they have clueless idiots at the top of their marketing department telling them that this is the way to go.
But it won't hurt Anheuser-Busch, which owns dozens of brands.
And InBev, like, the most evil-sounding mega corporation I've ever heard.
It really does sound like something straight out of a sci-fi show, where when they show you the shot of the building, the establishing shot, it's shot super low, so the building looks like it's to the moon, and there's just an InBev logo at the top of the building. Like, it just sounds so evil, and some guy named Heinrich Heinrichsen runs it, and he's very evil, and he goes like this. There, you got it. I think it's gone. Heini Heinrichsen, who owns it, is there to just ruin every beverage for everyone all the time.
I don't trust the Europeans. Don't like them. And that's what I thought when Greta Thunberg, like, I don't want to be lectured by some European.
I don't want to be lectured by a 12-year-old. I don't want to be lectured by a 16-year-old. I don't.
No. Or Howard Stern, to be honest. Once again,
who do you want to be lectured by?
We've said this about Howard Stern before, but he's the definition of somebody who pulled the ladder up from behind him, who wanted to be the edgelord and the shock jock, and reaped the rewards from doing so, but wants nobody else to be able to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, face it, like, what Kid Rock was doing in that video was a shock jock move. He's literally using Bud Light cans as a target for shooting practice.
I also thought the video was cringy.
Yeah, you can think it's cringy if you want, but it's what he was going for was edgy.
Yeah.
And now Howard Stern is like baffled by this when it's what his entire career
was built on.
Also,
I think for a lot of them, they want to pull the ladder up behind them because they don't realize they don't understand really just how much power the internet now has. That people don't need the machine to do stuff like that anymore. Like, they can do that. It's like somebody can do that on their own. They don't need Sirius XM or any of these radio stations to get famous.
Right, he's still on traditional radio on Sirius XM.
Who would you? So if you don't want to be lectured by Howard Stern or Greta Thunberg, who would you like to be lectured?
Maybe somebody who has actual stakes in the future of
the guy from Pints with Aquinas. The guy from Pints with Aquinas.
Oh, I love Pints with Aquinas. But that's the thing, like, the reason people like a show like that is because it's a discussion between two people who are ostensibly regarded as equals, and not one person talking at you and asking you obtuse questions like, why do you care so much? It's such a nihilistic point of view. Like, a better question is, why don't you care about anything at all?
Well, they do care, but they just care about whatever the current thing is, and whatever the supporting narrative is of the current thing, they're in support of it.
Well, Howard Stern in particular, he's, I think, very evidently a nihilist, and he doesn't understand why anyone would uphold any values of any kind.
Somebody says Jordan Peterson is the only person I would let lecture me. Would you let Jordan Peterson lecture you?
Well, he is a professor, so he's trained to do.
That's what he does. For this type of thing, the video wasn't shocking to me, but I guess maybe like for a younger person it might be shocking, I guess. But actually my dad would probably find that shocking, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know if young people, that's the thing. They're right. Bud Light is right that young people are not drawn to their brand anymore. Yeah. But why was I don't understand why the thought process was, what appeals to young people right now? Dylan Mulvaney. Like, what? In what world?
I'm telling you right now that the Dylan Mulvaney is a troll. It has to be a troll. The Nike one is the funniest. The video of him prancing around in the Nike stuff is the funniest thing I have. If it didn't have such detrimental costs for the country, I think it's just freaking hilarious. Because it's like, imagine you're Nike and they got to spend millions of dollars to run these ad campaigns. And they're like, let's give this idiot a phone and he can prance around in his backyard and we will get unlimited engagement from people online.
Yeah.
It's genius. But it's nihilistic, but it's genius.
Yeah. I mean,
also, they've like, not to make it political, but they've officially taken the narrative off everything that matters, and they're putting it on stuff that really culturally we could be focusing on far more important issues than Dylan Mulvaney. Not us. Like that's us. That's
Well, no,
our,
yeah.
But that's but I'm saying, but the people that
as
are
a
actually the people that are the actual thought leaders, the people that are actually pushing for policies and stuff like that, they could be focusing on far more important things than focusing on Dylan Mulvaney prancing around in his backyard and taking a bubble bath with Bud Light. It's creepy even just saying
a bubble bath in Bud Light.
That's even worse. Oh wait, didn't you say something earlier about somebody eats cereal with orange juice?
Oh yeah, who the
hell was that?
Oh yeah, Bella Ramsey recently revealed that she eats cereal with orange juice instead of milk.
Chat, I need you to let me know. Does anybody in the chat eat cereal with orange juice? Please tell me no.
Yeah, please no.
I do need to know.
She specifically said Frosted Flakes with orange juice.
Oh.
It's harrowing.
That is disgusting. I'd rather watch Dylan Mulvaney than eat cornflakes with any type of orange juice. That's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
So, look, for this type of thing, like this is the way society goes, right? Like 20 years ago, it would have been something different and perhaps less shocking. But I don't think these corporations are even thinking that long term. They're just thinking in terms of demographics and what's in right now. We're trying to think 10 steps ahead, 10 years, 20 years ahead. What impact will this have for the culture? I don't think Bud Light or Anheuser-Busch or InBev is thinking about what effect it's going to have for the culture. They're thinking about what effect it's going to have for their bottom line.
I think their woke millennial vice president of marketing is not thinking about profits. She is thinking about what she wants to do to direct the culture in her relatively meager position of power that she's somehow
that really is the people that are destroying society. It's mid-level managers and HR.
That's her.
Mid-level managers and HR.
The physiognomy doesn't lie, folks. Do
you have a link?
Insane.
Do you have a link?
Oh yeah.
Link me.
Busta
Cap says he doesn't use milk. He uses plain yogurt for cereal.
Plain yogurt?
Is that what you're saying, Busta Cap? Because
that's not a liquid.
That's
I just sent you
the
article that has the screenshot of this vice president of marketing and.
Oh, it's in the same thing.
Yeah.
The video or this person?
Yeah. It's a screenshot from the video where she was explaining that they were trying to get away from the fratty, out of touch sense of humor.
The frat boys are being taken care of by their parents and can afford beer.
Look at this woman. Does this woman look happy?
She does not look happy to me.
Does she look secure in her?
Yogurt is good. Yogurt and oats.
Yogurt and oats.
Cereal yogurt parfait.
That's not the same. Okay. I'm talking a liquid that you replace with milk. Orange juice is not it.
Ugh, that's gross. Busta Cap says, "See, Brett, you don't know." No, I don't know. I don't know this.
But anyway, don't you guys think that this woman looks like a lizard person?
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.